So they need to try and pick up a little bit of team fight from their other positions, and Keeper of the Light definitely gives you that. And, no, are you ready for the big one, boy? If you Chakra-Magic the Veno, he gets 2 wards out.
Wow. Big news.
I know, don't just everybody take that in. I know that's a big deal. So
Is this today's big combo then? Yesterday we had the Sprout combo, the double Sprouts. Today we're getting the double Plague Wards.
3, 4, 5 on KSK is all very, very weak, though. They are super squishy. And they don't have a great amount of lockdown between them. So I imagine Viking might look to pick up something a little bit more maneuverable.
I feel like you're doing my good fellow Tusk a great disservice there. He could be reasonably tanky with a couple of braces. He's got a bit of lockdown in his belt. Especially with the extra stun on Punch. I don't think he's too bad.
I mean, Tusk is okay, but it's not like quick stuns, right? Like, people can get their BKBs off before you initiate on them, right? Like, at the moment, if you look at Viking series, if they buy a BKB, what do KSK's lineup do? It's Tusk, Veno, Kotl.
I mean, true, but they don't have their core yet, so I think most lineups look weak when you don't have your cores picked up.
True. I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
If you pick your 3, 4, 5 as your opening, you can tend to know how strong they're going to be.
Jesus, I've never seen a more Zoomer tag in my life than .Jake Paul.
Oh dear.
KSK.0.Jake Paul.
No.
That's the most boomer thing I've ever seen. Well, you are not welcome in the Pushka After Hours stream, Mr. Zero. You are strictly banned here on out. That man is not a gentleman. He is most certainly not welcome in the After Hours stream.
I'm wondering what they're going to pick here, because they want to pick something that uses the Kotl, the Chakra Magic well, right? So they could go for something like Gyrocopter if they wanted, or like Bristle still in the pool. Don't know how much I like the Bristle against the DK, but it's an option. Ember's been taken out. I'm really unsure, actually. Especially when you see, like, you don't know where this where this DK's laning, right? You're kind of having to pick blind as your, like, core hero here, not really knowing any of the matchups, which is a little bit of a worry for KSK.
Indeed. Burning down a bit of a clock here. It seems like when it comes down to that mid lane and that safe lane, they really want to think hard about what kind of cores they want to throw into this, and they're going to grab the Bristleback. Very popular hero right now, works brilliantly with the Kotl. I like this pickup.
Yeah, it's okay, but I mean, people pick DK into the Bristle because it has the really high armor naturally for the laning stage. So they can just put the DK in the off lane now if they want. They can put it in the safe lane as well. Depending, you probably want to put it against the Bristle rather than the Veno. It's a much better lane for the DK. I think something like a Necro looks okay at the moment for Viking as well. Just... Okay.
Alright, that's an interesting one. Going for the Void Spirit on the side of Viking.
Yeah, I mean, the Keeper of the Light and the Veno, you want to be able to jump them at the start of the fight, possibly, if you can. So that Void Spirit going to allow you to grab into the backline. Can also make the Bristle turn with the Aether Remnant, which is really nice.
True. Yeah, get to that squishy front.
And again, it also like abuses the lack of lockdown, right? Like I said this yesterday. You just roll your head across the keyboard and you kind of escape on that hero. So the lack of lockdown is a little bit apparent, and they're going to have a really tough time trying to bring this Void Spirit down, especially if he has a good start to the game.
Yeah. They're really abusing that one with this pick. I mean, it could have been Void. It could have been, well, the Ember Spirit was actually banned out. Storm, not so much. No one's really picking Storm right now.
No, it's not massively popular. I think it's still an okay hero, but not amazing. Storm doesn't really come online quick enough, I think, in a lot of the games. Oh, they actually banned the Necro. Okay.
I think people keep on saying that Storm is bad because Blitz said Storm was bad, but to be honest, no, like Theban says that Storm is good, and I've heard some others say that Storm still, I don't know, maybe it's got a place, but we definitely haven't been seeing it much. But Legion, another hero we haven't been seeing much, but Viking gonna go and throw it down here as their final pickup for their off lane.
Yeah, it's a really good Legion game. All three of their cores come online really quickly as well. We're seeing this a lot at the moment, just having these aggressive cores come online all together. This Legion has the Purge to be able to take off the Veno Gales as well, takes off the Goo if he needs to. So it lanes really well up against the Veno if they can get that matchup. And it's going to have a decent lane no matter where it goes at the moment, unless KSK picks some like really good lane winning matchup.
See, this is the counter to Bristleback, just things which make him face you. If you can get to his tickly tummy, then the Bristleback isn't so fearsome anymore. Whoa, okay. KSK are going to go for the Storm, but I don't like this much at all. Not only because there's a Legion Commander in the game, there's an Earth Spirit in the game, DK's okay against Storm, but Virtus.pro can also get the Ags, and that's going to be really effective versus this Storm Spirit, but we'll see what KSK want to do with it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to get absolutely run over here. I feel like, they've got this Chen DK like Legion that can all just like hit this timing early on and start running around and taking towers. If Storm starts to lose his jungle relatively early, then he kind of doesn't really have anywhere to farm on the map.
Yeah.
And any kind of farm they are going to get, the Bristol and the Storm are going to have to take, and then Veno kind of doesn't become a hero anymore because he has to like basically just let his other cores being the ones that take the farm while he just kind of gets whatever he can. And I feel like if this Veno doesn't get any items, he's basically just not a hero at all.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They have the lockdown. They have a lot to answer the Storm Spirit, but we'll see if it does work out for them. They clearly have a plan here, but I still do like this Bristleback pick. I still think even though they've got the turnaround spells, as we'll call them, I still think it's good. So we'll see how it works out for them this time around. I feel like the Bristleback's going to be the one making the space for the Storm Spirit, and I think it could work for them, but definitely favoring Vikings draft. It just seems way easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. They've got, like I said before, they've got their bread and butter as well. They've got DK, they've got Chen. This is them feeling really confident in their opener. They've kind of just adapted the second phase and the third phase of the draft just a little bit.
This is a happy Viking for sure. And I mean, we don't really know how Kommando. Maybe they play a really beastly Storm Spirit. Who knows? But Kill Steal Command gonna make an opening in this mid lane. How does the matchup work though? DK versus Storm.
Yeah, this is interesting actually. I thought they were going to put the Void Spirit mid.
Yeah, same.
But I mean, no matter who they put there isn't a hero that like does massively well against the Storm. Just to be said, so like in the laning station, the Storm is going to get something. Well, you should get a decent amount. I mean, because they kind of just trade farm against each other, right? Like in theory.
Yeah, I imagine so. I don't think either of them can force the other out. I mean, maybe the Storm can get a decent amount of magic damage off on the DK, but he's still going to have that HP regen, even if he doesn't really mind about the armor too much. And meanwhile, I don't know, maybe the Storm doesn't really care about the Breathe Fire because he's got Overload and Static Remnant to last hit with. So yeah, I imagine it's just a trade. I guess the biggest thing is the fact that the Storm can't really go and jungle too much with the Dragon Knight constantly pushing his lane in with the Breathe Fire and with the Elder Dragon form. But that's still not that big a deal. Meanwhile, Shad has been spotted here. Zero has used the tag team. They've got the Slough on him as well. I think Shad could be in some real trouble, but he goes for the Dissimulate as his level 1 level up here. Not too sure about that, though. Yeah, Illuminate's going to cut through as well. They might get first blood here. Zero trying to run him down, but gets denied. Solari from the sidelines gets the deny off and keeps that first blood from happening. Very, very clutch indeed. But
Shad's going to be absolutely livid that you had to take Dissimulate at level 1, though.
I know, that doesn't feel good at all. You really want that Resonant Pulse.
At least he can just get recalled in. He can just get recalled in by the Chen now.
He could die again here and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is going to be an okay lane for the Veno, though. I thought they were going to try and put the DK against... the Legion against the Veno in the laning stage, but we've kept it pretty standard. I guess Legion is probably the hero that deals best with the Bristle, if not the DK.
Boom takes first point of Breathe Fire to secure the ranged creep as per usual.
Top lane.
Yeah, old WSK. Luisk. Looking like he's in a bit of trouble. Someone might have to tell me how to pronounce that one. I don't know what Luisk means. WSK sounds way too mouthy.
Let me see what this guy messaged me on Twitter. I'll see if I can give you some inside info on the Hungarian scene.
That's what we need. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm not that read up on the Hungarian Dota 2 scene. My bad, I know. Aramis just running himself away from that scary, scary cuddle. Meanwhile, down on the bottom lane, no more action since our first blood. These guys have settled their differences in a bit. Are just going to kind of trade farm for a while. I'm a little bit surprised I haven't gone more aggressive onto Shad here, considering he's got that level 1 Dissimulate. They essentially don't have spells. Dissimulate's not a good spell, and Divine Favor is on cooldown. I mean, that's not really a spell either, so I feel like they could have afforded to be a bit more aggressive KSK, but they're just chilling. Kicking their feet up a bit.
LWSK means? It means low skill, apparently.
Ah, okay. We shall call him such. Yes. Should have figured that one out, I guess. Yeah, so mid, probably not going to see much action happening. Bottom lane, I was expecting some action to come out of this KSK side, but hasn't done so. Oh yeah, get that sentry. Oh, they predict the Tusk's movement as well. Tusk, though, might get the courier at the very least, so find some value out of his death, but his death should be coming up here, though not actually catching him inside the Dissimulate. Zero might just make his way out of this one. Shad's still trying to chase him down, but a salve comes out from Tusk, and he's going to be absolutely hunky-dory.
So value for the Tusk as well, because that means the Venom just had a free lane for a little while as well, so it's a little bit of an XP boost over the Void Spirit.
Significant one as well. He's got about half a level up on Shad right now at this early stage. That does feel quite nice. It's poison out onto Shad once again here, although he's trying to get the tag team off, but he's doing it very, very awkwardly, and Shad is going to jump across the trees. Nice and safe and sound, but meanwhile, low skill up in the top lane, getting beaten down by Aramis. Toby and Aramis get to work, and they get themselves a little bit of hedgehog souffle for breakfast in the top lane.
Yeah, don't look at the CS of both the side laners at the moment. That's the big worry for me. Venom has 3 CS and Bristol has 5.
Oh dear. How is the Venom so low? He's had a decent time in this lane.
I have absolutely no idea.
I mean, I guess he's only got 40... I can't say that. I was going to say he's only got 49 damage to last hit with, but I mean, this guy's a pro player. Come on. Or at least semi-pro at this stage. Meanwhile, Solari, yeah, the shards are out, the damage is there, and they get themselves gonna die again. Shad making it happen and trying to play around his remnant here, but Zero is just absolutely refusing to get in on that one, and Shad will jump away, but very low HP here, but hopefully his Chen will bring him some kind of regen as he sticks his face out, sees Zero once again, can't really come close to this. Come on, Solo, let's get some CS on the board here, my friend.
Oh dear, top lane.
Oh dear, indeed. Sorry, I was just sorting out some audio settings, but yeah. Phil Mini takes a fall. That's a coddle. Board down.
Boom doing absolutely fine mid as well on this DK. Has the double bracer now as well, so
yeah,
really difficult for the Storm to try to bully him out of the lane. And he is going to get an Arcane Rune as well on the DK, which is really difficult for the Storm to deal with because he's the one with the bottle, right? Yeah,
interesting now that the bracers... They still give magic resistance, but obviously strength doesn't anymore. So I guess that makes them a lot more valuable. Just getting those first few points in the magic resist. Storm being stunned up once again here. Coffee starting to struggle a little bit in this middle lane, it feels like. Although he's still doing absolutely fine on CS for now, but Boom being pretty damn annoying.
DK's just sitting with double bracer 11 armor. Like, can't really do anything to him, and this is with Storm's bottle being refilled from a TP from a support as well. So
yeah, he's just got to exist in this lane. Can't really afford to fight with the DK that much. Is still trying under the tower, but with the stun coming out, Coffee really taking some heavy hits there. And as you say, the glyph helping Boom out a lot, just keeping him nice and healthy. Meanwhile, the Coddle does go down here, up in the top lane, killed off by Aramis as he gets the snipe. Nicely done.
Got it.
How much is he just jungling on the Keeper of the Light, actually? I feel like, why is he there?
Yeah, there is a creep camp on low HP as well, which makes me a little bit suspicious. What is he up to?
He's getting the bounty runes on the Storm. He's going to sneak them.
Where is he? Aramis is coming on forwards here. Can he stop him? He can't, but they might be able to get the return kill. He's just going for the TP out here, but Boom, he's going to get the Dragon Tail. Easily makes it there in time, and they're just going to run down this Storm. Big mistake here from the Storm Spirit, and Copy will be losing his life to Boom.
What disaster as well. It means he can't TP back to the lane now.
Look at this Coddle, this fiend down in the bottom lane. They actually get the kill, and Solar's going to get ball down, though. A nice remnant coming out from Shad just in time. Zero still chasing. He has got those shards, going to hold Shad back. Shad, what's he got? He's got a Resonant Pulse, going to help him from a bit of the physical damage. Zero still chasing, but he will give up the goat now. Not much more he can do on this one. And there's a Chen creep just throwing spears at him. Envenomed spears, nonetheless. And top lane. Oh my god. Viking are just destroying them right now. Every single lane. It's just destroying them.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the KSK side. They really needed to try and win their lanes a little bit harder as well. Like, you have Keeper like Bristol in one lane, you have Veno Tusk in the other lane. You know, if your side lanes don't have a good start to the game, you are not going to be in a good position. Shad in the bot lane.
Getting kind of low here, but Solari's going to come in and deny his homie once again. Jesus, Viking are killing each other more than KSK has so far. They've actually had more denies than KSK have had kills.
Do you reckon Shad's going absolutely mental in voice chat at the moment? That's why they're all tipping him. He's like, why do I have to lane against a goddamn Veno? Oh, bait, bot lane.
Yeah, playing around with it. Solar, though, gets inside that snowball, getting on top of Aramis, but it's not going to make a difference. Shad comes back in, and Celery gets the kill. And they're looking towards Zero here as well. This Tusk getting run down. He's not got many options here. Aramis is on top of him. They're cutting off his exit, cutting him down. I mean, he's buying a bit of space, but I still think it's going to be more than worth it. The rock comes cutting on through. Shad's got the damage and does get the kill.
Your bravery is noted. It's meaningless, of course.
Meanwhile, Boom popping that ulti in the middle lane, starting to get the pressure on. They've put Phil Mini in here to just try and push out the creep wave of these Illuminates. He's doing as best he can, but unfortunately the best he can isn't that much.
I mean, if he stops the DK from freely pushing the tower, then he's doing an okay job in the mid lane.
True, true. Maybe I'm being too harsh on my man Phil Mini.
He's just trying to push out as much as he can so his Storm can jungle, and Copy's almost dying to creeps here, by the way. He's has to pop his Fairy Fire in the jungle just so he can live.
Well, the Arcane Ring will help out with that, that's for sure. This is such a good item on Storm Spirit. It just makes it so much easier to jungle. 3 armor, 10 intelligence. Like, yes, please. Put that straight in my spaghetti. What's up?
He tried to stack as well and accidentally he didn't manage to pull it off.
He's having some issues right now. Letting the pressure get to him, maybe. Shad jumping onto Solar here does actually get the Remnant slightly off the mark here, but just jumping forward again and again and again, and with the help of Aramis, they'll run him down easily. Solar loses his life for yet another time. How many is this? 3 deaths now on this Venomancer in the bottom lane. He cannot come to this lane anymore.
Yeah, the thing is now Voice Spirit's level like 6, it's just absolutely impossible. And because this top lane went so well for them, the Earth Spirit doesn't even have to be there anymore, right? Like, he can just do whatever he wants.
Copy jumping in though, trying to get the damage off, but with that Resonant Pulse, Shad is keeping himself nice and tanky. Copy still trying to chase him down, but with Remnants down onto Copy, he could be in some trouble here. Under the tower, Toby TP's in, he's got the duel, and the damage is going to be there, and they're going to run down the Storm easily. Ouch.
Poor guy. That feels so bad as well on the Storm when your game's been like really difficult so far. Your first movement that you make, you don't even get a kill, but then you die as well on top of it.
Yeah.
It's just so much wasted time. The mid lane as well,
Such a
Zero.
tough recovery now.
Stun.
Yeah, it's something. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, though. They're still going to be able to get the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Did KSK come through the open qualifiers or something? Is that...
It's like, where did these guys come from? Yeah.
No, like,
yeah,
disrespect, but I assume... Like, because I haven't heard of them before, so I'm assuming they didn't get invited. That was my thought process.
So, I believe the process was that WePlay had a qualifier... Oh, Philomene? Yeah, he's dead. I believe the process was that WePlay had, like, closed qualifiers for the Div 1, and everyone who didn't make it through that got to go to the Div 2 instead, right? So, they had
an open qualifier as
no,
well.
it was just everybody inside one qualifier, and if you didn't make it through the qualifier, then you went straight to Div 2.
Oh, so KSK were in the closed qualifier for the whole thing?
I believe so. I'll double check that in a minute. But meanwhile, Venomancer is losing his life here. If I can get another one and just running towards the next kill. And that next kill is going to be tough. There are heroes coming over for this one, though. The Bristleback finally getting involved, and Shad losing his health quickly. Needs to find a way out of this one. He's got an Astral Step to get himself away, but the Snowball down onto the low ground doesn't going to connect, and they have the damage, though. Everyone just surrounding, but Copy comes blasting on through, killing off Shad. But the returns are starting to come. Zero is dead. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit, they're going to be the next one targeted up right now, but he's actually on the aggressive, but he is going to lose his life to Boom here. Does get that Breathe Fire off. And now Low Skill just fighting into the DK. He's got plenty of quills to stack up on him, though. I'm not sure if the DK actually wants to take this one, but still happy to just sit in his face. Aramis as well, playing around with him. Low Skill trying to play as best he can. That one's going to get popped, but Aramis rolls forwards and is actually going to die here. Only somehow 4 quill stacks onto Boom here, so he's going to be okay as well. See you later.
Their worst enemy, the TP scroll.
Oh, and see you later, Low Skill. Shad respawns, comes in, and gets the kill immediately.
I'm not sure how Storm died there when he had 400 mana left, I'll be honest, but never mind. It happens. They're looking for bot lane though, so Tusk coming in.
Yeah, oh dear, Toby might be in some trouble. It's okay, he's just worn out from casting earlier, so.
Oh, you're not one of those people, are you? Oh dear.
Well, it's Toby one, though.
Get hyped, everybody.
My thrift rewarded.
Oh, what's this Legion actually going for? Oh, he's gone Blade Mail first. Okay, Facebook's Blade Mail, fair enough. DK has ult up again as well, so they really want to go for this top tier 1. You see Chen rotating in as well.
Imagine if it wasn't Toby one the caster and how confused people would get.
I know, it'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
It would. Aramis trying to jump on top of the Venomancer right now. Meanwhile, they're actually immediately turning around onto the Legion. She's TP'd into 3 heroes, but it's taking a ton of damage. But does get Blade Mail off to take a ton to himself, but Toby's still going to die. Very questionable.
I mean, to be honest, it's not great for Toby, but they take a top tier 1 in the meantime. So it's like,
it's something.
Well, they're trying to push in the meantime, on KSK, but Viking are just taking over the map still slowly.
Boom, jumping in, start out onto the Storm Spirit, but with the blinding light from Flimini, it's going to help Copy for the time being. Meanwhile, the Snowball coming onto nothing, though. Won't be able to run down, or will he be able to run down Aramis, actually? He's be able to close the gap here. We'll just have to do it with a tag team, but does have enough damage. But meanwhile, on the front lines, they've already brought down the Coddle and the Veno, and it looks like it's going to be Bristleback as well, though. In comes Copy, trying to turn this one around, controlling them nicely. They bring down Shad. Boom in trouble as well. He's got a ton of quill stacks on him, and he is going to die, but brings down Low Skill with him. Copy, the only survivor here, going to TP himself out to safety. Celery just too late to this fight to really have much of an impact. What a mess down in this bottom lane, actually.
Toby is suddenly like, dude, where are you? And he's like, mate, I died.
Yeah, I was like,
I wasn't alive. Come on, man. I didn't even have a TP up. Give me a break. Also, Boom went Blink first, and now he's going Shadow Blade afterwards for the Silver Edge. So obviously not the most ideal DK build you want to go for, because they're kind of both maneuverability items, right? But he needs the Blink versus the Storm. Oh, dual mid. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Zero gets brought down pretty quickly.
Snowball was no match.
That's Toby making the recoveries. As we expect from a grade A caster such as himself.
Bot lane? No.
Yeah, coming
Try to
towards on
TP
solo
the
here.
Try to TP the Void Spirit in for a kill, but just a little bit too late.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I love it when you see a Chen running at you and you're like, why is this Chen running? Oh god, no. It's like TPing in a level 25 Alchemist on your face and you've only just figured it out too late.
Aramis is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, to say the least. He's going to lose his life.
They are falling into the trap of running into the bristle over and over again, though. It has to be said.
True, but they should get this kill now onto Solar. The Snowball going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but Mech comes out, but they just immediately take down Solari in response. Now they look forward to more here. Shadow's going to be the target. Shad needs a way out of this, and he doesn't have one. As you say, Bristle getting so much work done, and the next target is going to be Toby, and Legion Commander does not stand a chance of surviving through this one. He's going to lose his life. As Toby himself would say, it's a disaster. 3 heroes brought down on the side of Viking.
Do you reckon that's what he's saying in voice chat?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. It's a disaster!
Yeah, that was the worst impression I've ever heard.
Yeah, way too high. Sorry, Tobes.
That was awful. Don't do my boy in like that. I don't really understand why Viking keep, this is what I mean, running into this bristle over and over again. And, this Void Spirit keeps missing Aether Remnants as well, so...
Jump in, stun onto the Tusk, jumping on top of his Shadow as well, and that's a very quick assassination onto Zero. Looking onto Solar as well, but Solar's just going to slick me himself away. I'm not sure if he'll be able to, so I'm just going to have the cooldowns back in just a second. Yeah, and now with Aramis looping around the side, Solar, he's going to have issues. He's dead.
Yeah, I think Boom's doing the right thing here. He's changed and got BKB queued up now. I think it's really important that he doesn't just, go for this double maneuverability and the Blink and the Shadow Blade for the Silver Edge. He needs the BKB to be able to fight at this point in the game.
Oh, steal that stack
Essence Swing as well.
Got it.
Ooh. DK Essence Swing feels good.
Which spirit are we missing here? Oh, Ember.
Ember.
Shame. Meanwhile, they're looking onto low skill here, and they have got the duel if they want to go for it, and they certainly do. Turn him towards us and try and take him down, but they don't have enough damage to do it immediately. And now the snowball save coming out as well, keeping low skill alive and putting an end to Toby's life. Meanwhile, the stun, though, is out onto Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit might not be out of the woods, but he gets the blink away. It's just about to safety. Meanwhile, oh my goodness, low skill getting so low from the Hellbear Smasher and from the blast from the DK as well. Arameso might have come a bit out of position. 4 heroes caught inside the poison over. They could look for the turnaround. Zero trying to chase them down. A TP out from Aramis. Is it going to be successful? It's not. Snowball comes in, cancels this out, but it did make room for the Chen to TP himself. Yeah, boom, going for the TP. The Ignis Powder's going to come down and cancels out the TP. Now the Dragon Knight in a real world of hurt right now as they surround him. They kill him off as well. That's going to be an extra kill going their way. 3 heroes dead. Viking just getting a little bit sloppy here.
I mean, they steal the stack on the DK and they find the bristle, but as soon as it starts to go badly, they realize they don't have the damage. They need to be... Well, I say they need to be backing off, but the problem is, like, you're playing against this Will-O-Wisp. There's a Tusk with Snowball. There's a Storm as well, which is always looking for a +1. And considering how the Storm's start of the game went, he's actually doing really well now in terms of net worth. And considering the start that Toby had, he's kind of not.
No. He's definitely got some more workings out to do on how to play this Legion in this game, but dueling the Bristle definitely seems to be a good idea at the very least. But this Bristle doesn't really fear much right now. I mean, that is the thing, right? It's so much physical damage on the side of Viking, and this Bristle just loves it.
He has Vanguard Hood and a Dragon Scale as a neutral item as well, so he's really difficult to bring down. They really need to try and, finish off the Tusks, get the Veno, the Keeper of the Light. These kind of more squishy heroes. If they can get the Storm as well, I mean, he's the big one. Not a particularly tanky hero at the moment either, with only the Kaya. When he gets that Bloodstone, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Ooh, Nether Shawl for the Earth Spear. Very nice.
Yeah, like a bit of that. Although, it seems like he's sitting with the Philosopher's Stone.
They're giving it to the DK. I think that's pretty good too. I mean, he already has some really high armor, right? So the magic resistance.
Yeah, magic resist. Yeah, it's got to be it. Let's see. They're looking at him right now, thinking of jumping forwards. And they will. Immediately jumping forward to him. Meanwhile, Snowball's going to connect as well. Punch up into the air. And it doesn't look like Boom's going to be surviving through this one. He's going to get dropped like a sack of rocks.
When he pulled him to the other side of the eye shards there, I was really worried that Boom was just going to walk off. They managed to pull it off.
Could have been awkward. Seems like it was okay.
Good smoke rotation by KSK, though. It means they can turn it into an objective as well by getting the mid-tier 1. Yeah. So it's not just the kill they get, it's the map control along with it.
You're completely right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's taken some time, though. The pushing is not strong by any stretch of the imagination. But there's not much other threats on the map right now. I mean, the creeps are pushing in at top, but not really doing much damage to the tower. Bottom lane, Viking are dealing with it pretty nicely. So they're able to just chill here and take the tower with relative ease. And maybe even rotate down bottom and take control of Viking's jungle. They should be a little bit scared right now. Toby walking into the Bristleback here. This is not the play. They jumping on top of him here. Look at the amount of debuffs just stacking up onto this Legion Commander. Hand of God coming in to try and help him out as well, but it is not enough. Legion is going to go down. Toby dying once again.
Yeah, not really sure about that one. What the Hand of God was for there. Didn't really have a chance of saving him at all. So, a little bit wasted. They're doing a really good job of just controlling this bottom half of the map as well. Like, Viking really need to try and play on the top side of the map at the same time to, grab their own kind of net worth, just farm out during the meantime. So you see, they are starting to move up that way.
And look at this, the Bristle's now highest in net worth. What started out as an absolutely disastrous laning phase for Kill Steal Kommando is now looking like a pretty decent game for them.
It feels like Viking thought they were walking it a little bit and got slightly overconfident. Made a couple of mistakes, and all of a sudden, yeah, the game flips on its head. There is a Radiant Ward, though, that sees this whole dire rotation coming towards the mid lane.
Solari able to get the TP away. Everybody else getting down the hill. Copy, though, jumping in deep here. Amos going to try and turn the tables and allow Shad to get out, and that is going to be successful. Shad gets to the high ground. It's a full escape here from Viking. Are you saying Viking or Viking, by the way?
Viking.
Yeah, I say Viking. I always find it weird that people keep calling it Viking, GG. Like, clearly they're just pushing the URL, guys. They still want to be called Viking, I believe. I don't know for sure, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Hogan's just dead again, by the way.
Say what?
Oh, is he?
Now watching Toby here, he's having some troubles. Being jumped down once again. Toby will eat the dirt.
I mean, people keep running down towards this bottom half of the map and dying.
Yeah.
It's possibly a good time in the game to recognize that maybe we shouldn't be going down here anymore.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I just kind of feel like nothing's really being said on the side of Viking. You get what I mean? Like, everyone's just kind of playing their own game. There's very little group movements. I don't think they've gone for a single, like, team gank at all here.
It has to be said, though, to be fair on them, they've had a really long day today. They've had a lot of Dota games being played already.
So have I.
My games would have been long today, but people just abandoned most of them, so I didn't really get to play today, unfortunately.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, I had a position 5 Enigma, which his first item was Blink before wards. His second item was Linkins, and his third item was BKB, except he didn't reach to his third items because we fucking lost.
Position 5 Enigma can be okay.
Yeah, if it plays position 5.
Yeah. He's just trying to get roll queue games, dude. Leave him alone.
Literally. How do you think they feel about this tournament, though, Viking? You know, there's all that conversation about how they beat Chicken Fighters, or was it them? Or no, OG Seed beat Chicken Fighters, and then they lost to OG Seed, but technically should have been second place in the qualifiers, but then Chicken Fighters are allowed to just come and get through by joining with NIP. Like, do you think they care about that, Viking, or do you think they're just kind of playing their own tournament, playing their own game?
I mean, they're probably a little bit annoyed about it, but there's nothing they can do, right? They've just got to just get on with it.
Yeah.
Just carry on playing their own, doing their own thing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, what a sick deny!
Oh, yes,
Celery.
got that.
Not only does he deny heroes, but he also denies towers as well, apparently.
Yeah. Killing heroes, killing towers. That's a Celery life right there. Meanwhile, looking on to this Tusk, and Tusk is losing his life pretty quickly, but as is Aramis. The turnaround is coming. Meanwhile, the backlines there, able to kill out Flamini, but not before he gets down the Ignis, but it's not really doing much. DK's going to sit here and hit it throughout the degradation of his BKB anyway. And look at the buybacks coming in from both teams here. Yeah, they're going to be able to bring down the Veno. And looking towards the Bristleback as well, now isolated away from his team, and they are going to get this kill. I think he's getting out a ton of quills, but does still die.
They finally managed to get an initiation on Viking where they didn't go on the Bristle first. They got the Tusk. The DK has his BKB, so just kills off the Will-O-Wisp instantly. They get the duel on the Veno. How much easier is the fight when the Tusk and the Veno don't exist? I mean, it must feel pretty good.
Yeah. And a buyback being forced from both Flamini and Zero there, who really didn't do much. Like, they weren't able to get back in there. I don't know why they bought back. Like, they can't have expected the fight to go on for that long, surely, but there we go.
It's just the thrill of it, you know?
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to remember, though, that if they take a decent fight there on the Dire side, they can like instantly transition it into Roche, right? Because you have the goo from the Brist. You have Storm on your team, who's one of the best Aegis carriers as well. Aramis, top lane, getting flipped on.
He's getting wrecked by the Storm Spirit right now, and is just...
Do you want to know what KSK stands for, by the way?
Kill Steal
KSK
Commando.
stands... Exactly. I mean, that's the...
On-brand plays from Filmini right here. What a great solo kill by the Cottle.
DK's getting closer to that Silver Edge, by the way, as well. He's, about a couple of thousand gold off still at least, but he's getting there.
Yeah, no hesitation to pop the ulti here. And actually, they see this Plague Ward immediately smoking up. I think they might have spotted that one, although I say that Sun is still sticking around, and they're going to jump forward onto him here. There is a BKB available on this DK if he wants to pop it, and will do so, but gets punched up into the air, being controlled up nicely. Meanwhile, the Bristol zoning out the entirety of Viking on the backlines, and Zoom Boom's just like, yeah, I can't actually do anything about this. But the moment that he goes, Copy goes in. He's looking for a hero, and they are going to find the Chen. Not a big pick-off, but a pick-off nonetheless, and they will be happy with it, and this might open up for Roshan for them. But the Roshan is not fantastic, though.
They have goo, they have tag team. Like it's pretty good.
Alright, fair enough. Let's watch it. Yeah, okay, I was wrong. I was very wrong. Let's turn this Roche up.
Goddamn idiot caster.
2K caster.
Not as good as Toby. Oh no, he's busy playing. Oh.
Nice big
overwhelming
fat
odds.
overwhelming odds from Toby with a capital PH. Meanwhile, they've actually found Aramis kind of in the sidelines here, but they're trading that for Solo, which doesn't seem that good, but he buys back immediately. He'll see a Kommando, not afraid to buy back on the heroes when needed. Meanwhile, Boom popping that BKB in the middle of everything. Meanwhile, Copy trying to find the target here. He's going to go onto Shad. Shad just trying to play around here. Gets on top of Zero and does bring him down. Meanwhile, BKB, yeah, he's actually fine. He's got himself the Bloodstone, so can pop that anytime is needed. Meanwhile, the ultimate comes out from Solar, catching out the DK, but DK just being kited. Meanwhile, the rest of his team are getting actually kind of ruined here. Fulham, he might stand a chance of going down a second time here, but Shad just says no. I'm TPing away from this one and gets himself to safety with that TP back. But with 2 heroes dead, Toby down for a second time, this Roshan is still up and available for KSK, and they're going to take it down without any difficulty at all.
Zips all the way in from base just to take the Aegis.
Yeah, good. Good, that's what I like to see. And Aegis is important on him. Man, Viking really dropping the ball here. Time and time again, having issues and issues and issues. Look at the Legion's damage history.
Dire's middle tower
It was Bristleback. There's these tiny instances of damages just over and over again, setting up to an entire 2k, basically 3k damage done by this Bristle. And also managed to get 96 damage done with that Dragon Scale as well, so yeah, cute. Jeez, that's so much damage done to the Legion though. 3k physical damage over that fight.
Ooh. There's an Orb of Destruction for the Bristle as well, so his physical damage only going to be amped. Along with the AC on top, that's going to be, what is it, minus 10 armor, I think? Yeah, minus 10. And Void Spirit's sitting on 9 armor. So let's not even...
Yeah, and they smoke forward and actually find the Bristle, but Toby is going to try and get the jump here, but unfortunately Bristle's kind of chasing their team right now. Can they bring him down in time? Does not look like it, and look at the AoE damage coming out the other way. Toby's going to be the one to lose his life immediately. Boom with the BKB in the middle of everything, actually able to just tank up and actually maybe bring down Zero in the Storm as well. Not looking that healthy. Boom trying to finish the job here. Copy still jumping around, but he's out of mana, out of health. Will lose that Aegis, but it doesn't really matter too much. Meanwhile, Shad in the backlines being controlled up. He's looking towards the Bristle, really wanting to finish the job here, but cannot do so. Gets killed off by the AoE ticks from both the Bristle and the Venomancer, and these long drawn-out fights definitely favoring KSK. If they can't get that snap initiation, get the quick kill onto the Bristle, then it is just not going to work out for Viking. And now they've got an issue of Kill Steal Commando running up their high ground, and not much they can do. Well, actually they've got a DK.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's a good idea to run high ground there. It's a little bit risky. Aramis has finished the Vestal as well on the Earth Spirit, so he's actually... Their damage against the Bristle now is a lot better than it was before. If they can stop some of this HP regen coming through.
I'd have to say sick prediction from Aramis here, but unfortunately I don't think it was a goal. There might actually. In comes the DK. He's turned up to this one. Have they got the damage to bring him down in time to get the duel? They get the kill. And now they might have found low skill here as well. Maybe finding the +1 kill onto this one. Doom trying to go onto the front lines here and bring someone down against the stun, but a little bit too late onto the Coddle. He already got that Liang Desfadas. His rest of the team being held back, and Boom is just running out of HP. 5 stacks of Quill Spray on top of him, and he is going to lose his life. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Solar does go down, but it's a trade they'll take, but that's what we're looking at. They're going for Filmony, and Shad is on top of him right now. Does he have the damage to take him out? Well, he walks into the Remnant. That's going to help out a lot. A nice prediction there with the Assimilate to finish the job. But Celery got killed off by low skill in the backlines. Bristle still hanging around in this one. Shad, though, he's got a BKB. He's got plenty of spells coming off cooldown soon enough, and a heal from Toby going to help out as well. But low skill's not done. He's just chasing, running at heroes. And, what the...
There's a ward on the cliff, though.
I see. Yeah, Toby. Okay. Interesting. What is this game?
I mean, normally that sounds really good, right? Because he gets up onto the cliff, he's like, they can't see me. And how was he to know they had a ward there? It's just very sad.
Just want to say, there's a disappointing amount of people in the chat trying to call us out and say that Toby is not actually the caster, the Toby which is in Viking. And I just want to assure you, everybody, that he might be the caster.
Guys, come on. Let's remember that Nomad's a massive troll. You gotta always remember that in the back of your heads.
Oh, look at this! They're doing a little dance. The Bristle and the. Oh, get wrecked! Destroyed. Nice rune, idiot. Nice dance.
He's really close to a Silver Edge on the DK, by the way, which I think is going to be a massive turning point in this game. I mean, Bristle's pretty unkillable at the moment, but when the Silver Edge comes in, he actually becomes mortal again.
Yeah, so it's an option to bring down this Bristle. Unfortunately, he's got so many items now that he's still going to feel super tanky, especially with this BKB if he gets it soon, which he's not far away from it.
It's going to be a mind breaker for the Storm, though, which is actually really nice. It means that if they don't have a BKB, you don't have to instantly pull them in. So somebody like the Legion, for example, you can zip in on top of them, or Aramis as well, hit them, they're silenced for a little bit, and then you can follow up with the pull afterwards.
Oh, nothing more annoying than when you kill a camp, blink away just as the neutral item drops.
Feels bad.
Jump forwards from the Storm, looking up the top here, actually finds Aramis TPing out, and that is going to be one dead little Earth Spirit. Nice zip, nice find. They actually, I think from this observer ward, they just saw him walking off in that direction and get the idea from it.
Free Bloodstone charge as well, feels good. Yeah, I love how they haven't said anything to each other on Viking as well, because remember, Toby died on that cliff, so they should know that they have vision there.
Yeah, true. And Abyssal Blade's actually going to be queued up from the Bristleback after all. Didn't follow through on the BKB. Decided he didn't need it in the end. We'll see if he lives to regret that decision.
Now this item build feels really good on the Bristleback, because you build the Vanguard early on, and it just transitions into the Abyssal further on down, later down the line.
Oh, the Venomancer almost gets taken out, does get the ultimate thanks to Zero just in time. They're going to try and focus down the Ignis Fatuus, but it's actually, well, not that bad of a fight right now. That'll take down Zero as well. It's looking pretty good. They're going to kill Celery at the very least. But this might not be that good for Killsteel Kommando, although they can't actually deal with the Bristol even with the Silver Edge. Let's see. They turn around, looking towards low skill. He's just walking his way around here. Aramis on top of him. Okay, you got the Spirit Vessel, you've got the Silver Edge, you've got the Jewel, everything you could need to kill off this Bristleback, and they will finally bring him down. Low skill does die. Took a while, but they get there.
Yeah, this is much better from Viking. They're finally managing... Again, like every time they take a fight and they don't go on the Bristle first, the fights look, a million times better. They find the Veno first, who just about gets his ult off because of the snowball, which is really well played by Zero. But Tusk dies instantly as well. Void Spirit manages to catch the Keeper of the Light in the back line. And then, when only the Bristle and the Storm are left, they don't really have the capability to take fights as just the two of them. No. The Bristle is tanky, but they have ways of killing him now with the Silver Edge. He can't just run around and do whatever he wants anymore.
And an Orchid now picked up from Shad.
He's changing his mind on the Bristol. He's going back for BKB again.
Oh my god, this guy's so indecisive. He's like, yeah, that last gank, that last fight that would have saved me if I had a BKB.
I mean, that's what all carry players do, though, right? Well,
True.
Like, can I get away with it? Yeah, I think I can. And then they die like twice, and they're like, maybe I should go for BKB.
Yeah, maybe I should get it after all. I still don't think it helps him that much this game, though.
It's not amazing. It's decent. There's a Hyper Stone on the DK now as well, on his way to that AC.
I just prefer the Abyssal on
very
the...
fast.
Like, I feel like what Killsteel Kommando want to do right now is just kind of run around and find a target to jump on, stun up, and beat down really quickly. Especially if they can get them before they get the BKBs off. No one does that for them. Like, the Storm kind of does, but not really enough. I think the Abyssal would just change the way Killsteel can play the game, essentially, which is make it much easier for them.
I think the only reason the fights have been going well for the most of the time is that the Bristle's been the one that's been gone on first. Like, the massive problem for KSK at the moment is that this Veno isn't really a hero. Like, he's a vessel without any charges at the moment. And like, he's really good with Nether Shawl in terms of some of the damage he can output with Poison Over.
Celery caught on the backlines here. He has got the Glimmer Cape to keep himself alive, though, and his creeps helping out a little bit as well. And now they're turning. They want to try and get on top of the Bristle here. The Poison Over is going to come down. Flimmery's just going to die immediately, though. And they're going to try and go for the duel onto the Tusk here. But actually, it might be the Tusk winning the duel. He certainly does, but goes down immediately afterwards. Meanwhile, Shad losing his health pretty quickly, but it's the Storm who's in trouble. He gets killed off. The damage from Boom is just too much. The break comes out onto the Bristle, but as does the Ignis Fatuus at the same time. And the Spirit Vessel out onto the DK. DK being controlled up away from his team, split off, separated, being beaten down, and is going to get killed off in the end here. The last hit coming in from Philomene here as they get that kill. Meanwhile, Shad sunsed up by an Orchid from Coffee. That's going to be an extra kill going the way of Killsteel Kommando, and they get themselves 4. Huge fight for them.
Yeah, Boom's stuck in this really awkward situation in the fights because they don't really have a great Will-O-Wisp hitter. So he has to be the one that deals with it, but he pops his BKB really early on in the fight to be able to secure the Keeper of the Light kill before the buyback. And, you know, without that BKB, it's so difficult for them to take fights into the Will-O-Wisp. And this is going to be another Aegis for the Storm. So looking really good for the Dire side, actually.
Yeah, really is fantastic. Now, a lot of people are still saying about this Toby1 thing, but my question to you is, have you ever seen Toby cast a Viking game? Think about that one, guys.
True.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't, have you? But now Bristleback with the cheese in his pocket. Just like me, I feel very confident when I have a cheese sitting in my pocket. One of those baby bells just sitting there. Just means, you know, I'm feeling good about the day. I've got a snack ready. Not going to get low on energy.
Have them in your lunchboxes all the time, did you?
Yeah, mostly.
With this Order Destruction, by the way, these racks just melt so quickly. And with, along with the AC, of course.
And I remember there was a point in my life where my mum was like, hey, you know what? This is pointless getting baby bells. I'm just going to cut up some cheese and wrap it in cling film. I got teased so much for that.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's kind of
you not
nice
tell her
though.
it's not
I
the
don't know.
same?
I like a good mature shadow. I liked it, but I had to tell her to stop because I was getting teased too much. People started calling me the cling film cheese boy.
Sounds reasonable.
It was
Bristol
nothing
just
to do
breaks
with
the smoke,
snack,
by the
though.
way.
Yeah, he's just running through them right now. They're even jumping on Celery. Look how far back the Storm has gone. He's got an Aegis, so he doesn't care, and they're just going to annihilate Celery. They get a return kill onto Solar at the very least, but Solar's going to buy back into this one. He's happy to come forward. Oh no, Storm caught out, beaten down, but he's got that Aegis, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it is going to be the Aegis gone down. Maybe they can look for something here, but boom, with that Silver, in comes Ignis. That's fantastic once again, holding back everybody and allowing them to get the kill onto Shad. This Ignis is a huge problem for Viking every single time. They just don't have anybody that can come in and kill it. Jesus, this guy's just chunking through this tower. Yeah, on a spell, finds a creep to use a Viscous Nasal go on, keep these wall stacks going. 385 bonus damage, and in comes a Snowball to try and hit. They're going in deep here. Not sure they quite want to do this, but they don't really seem to care that much. The stun comes out onto the Bristle. He doesn't have that cheese anymore, remember, so could be in a spot of bother, especially with the Spirit Vessel limb. So he's just going to chill out, get back a bit, relax.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Remember I said he might be mortal with the Silver Edge? Can I backtrack on this statement?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. You can do a full U-turn there.
It hits so hard with the level 25 talent as well on the Warpath damage.
Yeah, it's
His rack's just gone.
It's gone.
Radiant's bottom has fallen.
That's the second lane of barracks. Only one more remaining for Viking here, and this could be not long before it's out. But they don't have the Aegis anymore, at least.
Ooh.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
This is
What's up, Chief?
what's the net worth chart looking? I was gonna say, like, Viking have been leading in terms of net worth pretty much the whole game, but it really hasn't felt like it.
No, it has not. I mean, it's never been more than 10k, and it's now a 3k advantage to KSK, but yeah. Interesting to think about, but I guess that's just the power of the Bristle, though. You know, the hero doesn't need that many items to be a threat.
They haven't really been able to itemize for the physical damage either coming through. I guess they have like mech and DK's going AC now, but they need so many items for these fights. Like, Toby went for the pipe first because of the obviously the Venom, the Keeper of the Light. There is magic damage coming through. Poppy.
Look at the damage, so much. But yeah, on the backlines, they're looking for someone here, but in comes the Snowball trying to help him out. But the Storm gets away with the BKB, turns it around, and now jumping back in. Then they go on to Boom here. He's going to be the target, held still inside the Ignis Palace, which once again is just doing so much bloody work. Shad jumps the backlines, is able to kill off Philomene at the very least, but Toby's going to die as well. And actually, they didn't bring down anybody super important here. Toby is dead. Aramis is going to die as well. Shad would be a big kill, though. He's going to try and get himself away. A cheeky little disseminate to the high ground, but Coffee will be able to run him down. Easily stays on top of him, and they get that kill. A buyback from Shad, but it feels like it's going to be a really hard defense here. 3 on 5. Or, sorry, 3 on 4. Philomene's not back just yet. I don't know if they can do it, Mo.
Can they take down the raid boss Bristle, though? I mean, what an amazing snowball save by Zero, by the way. They almost got like 100 to 0 the Storm at the start of the fight. And he didn't have buyback because it was on cooldown. But the snowball save comes in, which means he can just zip out of the fight straight away, and he comes back and returns. and they just completely turn it around.
Crystal, they got the Silver Edge, they got the Silence, maybe they've got enough damage. Copy going to try and come on the backlines, they're holding BKBs, but again the Snowball comes out, saving him from the duel, saving him from the damage, saving him from a lot here. Is it going to keep him alive? Yes, it is. 4-star comes out, he's absolutely peachy. A buyback from Toby as well, really trying hard to force this one. Another Silver Edge forwards onto the Bristle, he pops the Abyssal onto Boom here, but it doesn't matter, he gets taken down. A final brief fire,
gets
the killer. Copy. That's not where you want to be, my friend. He has got a BKB to throw out if he needs it, but the actions aren't there. But another Snowball comes out, and he's got a BKB when he comes out the other side, but no mana. He could still be in some trouble. Jumping up to the high ground, but dies. What?
Oh,
dies
no.
to Shad. Oh, it was the Astral. It was the Astral. They might be in a spot of bother right now. They are all cleaned up. They're all dead. The Storm dives back into this one. Not like this, Mo. Not like this.
Dear, oh dear. Bristle doesn't have the gold for the buyback. It's not even like it's on cooldown for him. He bought out for the Abyssal thinking they were so far ahead, you know, that they could just finally end the game. And
oh, this is tragic.
You can see how difficult the fights are for them without the Will-O-Wisp, though, right? From the Keeper of the Light. The DK doesn't feel under threat by anybody except from this Will-O-Wisp. And
They're thinking tier 4s. They know exactly what's going on here. They're like, they don't have it.
Why is Bristle not buying back, guys?
Germany getting beaten down. Duel comes out. Oh no, God, oh no. They're going to realize from this for sure.
What? Oh no, this is going to feel so rough for them as well. They were in such a commanding position.
Kill steal Kommando. How could you let this happen? The G's to the G's are being dropped. Jesus Christ. Throne gonna fall.
Wow. I feel really bad for Zero, especially on this Tusk. I feel like he had an amazing game.